So I had a homeboy who sent me something on Instagram. And let me read it to y'all. It says, Generation Z could be the last generation since Z is the last letter in the alphabet. Or at least the last generation of authentic DNA. So, me personally, I don't believe that Generation Z is going to be the last, the last generation with authentic DNA. Because a lot of the people are waking up. But most people, most definitely, and already have lost their authentic DNA. They are genetically modified organisms already because of what they put inside their body, and they don't give a fuck. And it's because they live in ignorance. They don't know any better. Well, your ass better find out very quick before your ass become disconnected from source. And they most likely probably already have, if you're one of these people who engaging in these things that I'm about to talk about. And this is why I have this thing for religion, because religion convinces people that God is outside of them when God is within. So since you believe God is outside of you, people go to church, they pray to God, they pray to Jesus, and they believe that Jesus or God is going to handle things for them. Right? While you doing that, right, these people, these geniuses, these evil geniuses are going inside of your DNA and genome and changing it and altering it so you can become disconnected from source. Because you believe that in order for you to connect with God, you have to die to get there. Or you just have to worship and pray, not knowing that God is within. Your body is the temple of God. You don't go to no temple that's outside of you. This is a temple, which is why you got to protect your temple. And if you don't protect your temple and you don't treat your temple right, God ain't going to treat you right. Which is why there's a lot of sick people around here. And they pray, it's a lot of sick religious folks. A lot of obese religious folks, because you ain't taking care of your temple. Even though you pray and you worship and everything, but you ain't taking care of your temple, so God ain't going to take care of you. And the Bible literally tell you that God is within. So I don't know what people read. So my disdain is, if your God is the biggest, baddest God, you got the correct one, and Jesus is the one, he's the Son of God, like you say, and he's this all-powerful one. How come Jesus or God is not telling you to stay away from certain foods, especially genetically modified foods or artificial foods? Right now, you can go into most religious homes, religious people homes, open up their pantry, open up their refrigerator, and you're going to find a lot of artificial foods, a lot of modified food, a lot of genetically modified foods. But they swear that they connected to God. They swear they connected to Jesus. Jesus is doing things for them. If Jesus or God is doing things for you, well, God or Jesus will be telling you to throw that shit out. Because eating that shit constantly over time is disconnecting you from the source, disconnecting you from the God. Because you're not putting the right things inside of your body that keeps you connected. Or at least you're not putting the right things in your body that vitalize this body, and that amplifies this body. Because it's all about frequencies. Source or God, the universe, communicate through frequencies. And a lot of people are not connected to that God frequency. You can clearly tell by just looking at them, paying attention. Like I said, you go to most religious people home, they got genetically modified foods, artificial foods, they got medicine there where they get taken, they obese, they have health problems, mental problems, etc., etc., etc. So that's my problem with religion. Religion, which I can speak on Christianity. because I come from that background. But thank God that my mom and dad is deaf, and they didn't force me to go to church because they didn't go, because they deaf. I mean, they went there was no translator, nobody translated for them. They were like, shit, well, I'm here. They just sitting there just like, everybody, woo, hallelujah, they just just shaking their head, don't even know what the hell going on. So like, fuck this shit, what's the point of me going? And, you know, I was going for a little bit. My homeboy used to tell me to go to church, you know, Bible study and shit. And I wasn't fucking with it, bro. There was something in my soul that was telling me, man, something ain't right about this, bro. So I didn't have that strong program like everybody else. So even though the programming was still there, which is why I got these tattoos, because I was thinking that Jesus was real, when the whole time I am the Christ, when the whole time I am God. Me and God are one. And the Bible tells us this, and Jesus tells us this. Jesus said that you can do what he can do and even greater things. And if he's the Son of God, meaning he was like God, that means I'm like God too. Because I am my own son also. As above, so below. There's a sun in the sky, and I have my own central sun. We call that a solar plexus. I constantly generate energy just like the sun. I never run out of energy. And if I do, my body regenerates, and guess what? I'm amplified again. I mean, we do run out of energy, of course, because we constantly use up the energy, but it's constantly regenerating. So this is why I don't do religion, because religion had misled us and misguided us for millennia, for thousands of years. And I'm here to say, you might want to drop your religion, because if source ain't tell you to stay away from genetically modified foods, if your God haven't told you that, you might want to leave your religion. You might want to leave your God alone and start to ask questions, and start to go within and ask questions and connect with the God within. I suggest you to leave the outside God alone. That's what I suggest. But hey, that's just me. No, I mean, don't take my word for it. But anyways, right? You can clearly tell that most religious folks, especially Christians, is not connected to the true source. You can clearly tell that they're connected to a false God. Because most people who's in those grocery stores are religious. No doubt about it. And most of those people who are in those grocery stores grab what they used to grabbing. And most of the shit that they grabbing is destroying their health. And they don't even fucking read. So if your God's the biggest, baddest thing, if Jesus is the biggest, baddest thing, how come he's not nudging you or talking? Because y'all talking about y'all be having these conversations, y'all talk to God. How come he's not talking to you and telling you, hey, you might want to read what's on that label. You might want to pay attention to what that meat is about. Or what that box of cereal is about. You might want to read it. How come he's not telling you this? I can tell you why. It's because you've been programmed. You've been programmed to grab the stuff that you grab. All our life since we was little, we seen our parents have Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you know, Fruit Loops, you know, Captain Crunch, you know what I mean, Frosty Flakes. So we thought that shit was good because it was good. Thought milk was good for us. We thought this shit was normal. So growing up, we repeat the same shit, and we're going to grab, just throw it in our basket, without even realizing this shit is no good, without even reading it. So if you had the real God be like, hey man, put that shit back. That shit ain't no good for you. But this shit never registers in your mind. This is how you know you are under mind control. This is how you know that you are connected to a false God. You are connected to the artificial God. So I don't want to hear nobody saying I got the real God. No, the fuck you don't. If I go in your fucking kitchen right now, I guarantee you got a whole bunch of bullshit. You got Kool-Aid in there. which goddamn got dye in there, probably forever chemicals up in there, and you feeding your kids, you giving your kids this shit. You giving them cereal, which is no good. You giving them milk, which is no fucking good. Bologna, hot dogs, I can go on and on and on, which is no fucking good. You giving your kids this shit, but you connected to God. So you doing the devil's work by destroying yourself and your kids. And now it's come to the point where they have lab meat. So while everybody was distracted during this submarine getting lost at sea, because man, this is how powerful these people is. They had a power to engineer your attention and direct your attention and control what you focus on. So while everybody was focused on that, these motherfuckers done gave the green light to sell lab meats in the fucking stores now. Let me read you this article. So it says that the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, have given the green light to two companies, Upside Food and Good Meat, to sell their products, which are cultivated in a lab rather than coming from slaughtered animals in the U.S. So, hold on, give me a second, y'all. So, these people want to make it seem like, oh, we saving the animals now because we ain't slaughtering them and we just growing the meat in the lab. Bro, y'all better not fall for this. Then they already talking about we got a food shortage, which is a lie. And if you've been paying attention, there's a lot of cows that's been dying, mysteriously dying. I can guarantee. Oh, I bit my lip. Oh, that hurt it. Goddamn, yeah, I gotta slow down here. That's the universe telling me I need to slow down here. Am I bleeding? Let me stop playing. But I guarantee you, it's an agenda. I guarantee you, they the ones. People poisoning these cows so that they can push lab meat under the guise of there's a food shortage. And people so slow gonna believe it and fall for it, just like they did with the what back in 2000 in the late 2019, early 2020s, all the way to 2021 with the pandemic. Yeah, I said that right, pandemic. They trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, we got a food shortage, so we're gonna create this lab. We're gonna create this lab meat. Man, that's a fucking lie, bro. This shit here is gonna destroy you. This shit here is gonna help disconnect you from source because of the information that is inside these foods. Because we have to realize food is information. We eat food for energy, which is information, which is light. So this lab meat is going to have the wrong information. Most likely synthetic information. Most likely biotechnology created information. So we're going to get into that. Let's keep going. It said that the meat is created from live stem cells taken from muscles and skin of real live animals, which are then cultivated in a bioreactor, a process which emulates conditions in an animal body and feeds the cells nutrients in order to grow the meat. So let me put this in layman's terms. Basically, they're taking stem cells from the muscles or the skin of this animal or the organism that they're using. And then they put it in a petri dish and recreate the environment that these cells be in order for it to grow muscles and skin, or basically grow the meat. They recreating the environment inside of the lab. And if you know anything about cells, you can't even see the cell. So this cell come from the unseen realm to goddamn meat. So this motherfucker come out of nowhere and just start growing on us. Start growing, just surprise, motherfucker. This means basically saying, surprise, nigga, I'm here. What's up? Without any fucking human consciousness. All you need is DNA. That's all you need. You need DNA and just recreate the environment, and this motherfucker gonna grow into some fucking meat. And they selling it to us. This shit is fucking crazy, bro. This shit is suicide if you want to buy this. I already feel like this has been happening already. I feel like we been eating lab-grown meat. I feel like we been eating this because, man, I know y'all bought some boneless. This is why I like this. This is why I stay away from boneless shit. I like my stuff with only with the bones in there. And you eating this shit and you eat this shit and you be like, bro, this shit don't look like meat, bro. Like, this shit don't look right. I mean, it's probably some lab-grown meat. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. I think it's probably some lab-grown meat. The meat didn't fucking look right. So this is a genetically modified fucking meat, bro, that they are creating in the fucking lab. And they gave the green light to sell this shit. This shit is fucking wicked, bro. So we gotta deal with this. This is why we gotta grow our own foods. That's the only solution. Grow our own foods. And if you ain't growing your own food, bro, stay away from the boneless shit. Only get shit with bones in it, and it's authentic as possible. Ain't got no hormones in there. It ain't goddamn injected with steroids, man. Make sure that it's natural as possible, because these motherfuckers are wicked, bro. These fuckers are wicked. So we dealing with this. We're dealing with genetically modified foods. We're dealing with artificial foods that's altering you on the chemical level. So if they affect you on the chemical level and on the DNA level and the / genetic level, this means that they fucking with your mind, bro. They are fucking with your mind. You want to see a lot of people lose their fucking minds out here. They ain't making no fucking sense because they already been, you might well say, this evil demonic force already got them. You got a hold of them already. And this could be one of the reasons. But there's many other reasons also. Like I say, and back in you know what, they gave you the you know what in 2009 in the end of 2019 when this pandemic happened, and the start of 2020 when this pandemic happened. Yeah, these motherfuckers created the pandemic so that you can get the you know what. Because I gotta be careful on what words I use because they flag motherfuckers for using certain words. So I'm just gonna throw it up. You know what I mean? I might hit sign language, y'all. Hey, I might teach y'all some sign language so dog, man, we can speak in codes. But the pandemic was created so that you can get the you know what that had technology in there. Nanotechnology, synthetic RNA up in there. As you can tell, with this lab-grown meat, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be using technology, things like gene drive, CRISPR-9. And if you don't know anything about these things, I'm gonna be explaining this because this is the technology that they use to create this super virus that we seen back in 2020 in the pandemic. This was a super virus that they created. They created that shit in the fucking lab and released it. This is not no conspiracy theory. This has been proven already. Motherfuckers always getting in trouble. All of a sudden, they distracted with a whole bunch of other shit, and we forgot about this shit. Crazy. But CRISPR gene editing. Go look this up and read it for yourself. Don't take my word for it, because this is what we got to understand, man. This is what the religious people got to understand, because God is not finna come save you. You got to save yourself. You got to use your intellect. You got to use your consciousness, a higher state of mind to save yourself. If not, your ass is fried. You're going to be disconnected from God, and you're going to be going to church, and ain't shit going to be going, ain't nothing going to happen for you. You're going to be losing your fucking mind out here, which most of y'all motherfuckers are already. But anyways, CRISPR gene editing is a genetic engineering technique in molecular biology by which the genome of a living organism may be modified. It is based on a simplified version of the bacterial CRISPR-Cas9 antiviral defense system. By delivering the Cas9 nucleus complex with synthetic guided RNA into a cell, the cell genome can be cut at a desirable location, allowing existing genes to be removed and/or new ones added. So instead of God doing instead of the God, which is source, is controlling the cells, if you didn't know, because the cells just do shit on their own. We ain't gotta even think about it. The cells and they're going to work. So I want to give thanks to my cells source for doing their job. But now, instead of source doing its job, they are playing God now. They can cut. They literally just told us that they can use synthetic guided RNA. If you don't know what an RNA is, basically we have a double helix DNA, two-strand DNA. When the DNA replicates, it splits down the middle so that the ribosome can come read the code so it can create a replica. So when this happens, basically what they're doing is they send a guided RNA through technology, probably most likely nanotechnology, and it goes to the cell nucleus where the DNA is at, and as this process is happening, it sends its own synthetic DNA, RNA, and the ribosome read it, thinking that it's a part of the cell because it's in the nucleus, and basically reattach to it. So they can literally cut out, they said, desirable locations, allowing existing genes to be removed. So they can go in there and change the code of your genome, of your genetics, of your DNA. They can cut out, they can change, they can remove and add new ones through using a synthetic one. And use a synthetic one and basically send information or code to the reattached DNA. Now you just walking around with a goddamn synthetic RNA in you / DNA in you, and it became integrated with you. So it's one with you now. You are now a genetically modified organism. You are a new type of human. You're not the same human anymore. You're not what source or God created you. You are a new type of human now, because these motherfuckers done changed the code. The code came from source. The cells know what they supposed to do. And these motherfuckers went in there and changed it. That's basically what they saying. They have that power to do that now. So it says that the technology is considered highly significant in biotechnology and medicine, as it enables editing genomes in vivo, which means within a living organism. Vivo, very precisely, cheaply, and easily. So they tell you that they can edit your genome precisely, for the low, for cheap, and easily. She don't even take a rocket science to do this. And they say that it can be used in the creation of new medicine, agriculture product, and genetically modified organism, or as a means of controlling pathogens and pests. What happened in 2020? Yeah, they the one that was controlling the you-know-what, and they the one that made it a super virus. Yeah, they the one that edited to make it so the transmission can pass on from one person to one person. That's the power of gene editing. That's the power of CRISPR-9. So, that's why they wanted you to get them you-know-what, because as you was getting sick and it had you all scared up, fear is the best motivator. It had you all scared up. You went to go get the you-know-what. Yeah, that made you become a genetically modified organism. And a lot of people that I've been meeting who've been they can't think properly. It seems like they can't even think for themselves anymore. So, of course, if you are affected on a DNA level, it affects your mind, of course. I mean, hey. But, if you had God in your life, you was connected to the real source, you would have known better. But since you wasn't connected to the source, since this wasn't open, your ass was fried. So, it also says that it is a possibility in the treatment of inherited genetic diseases, as well as diseases arising from somatic mutations such as cancers. However, it is used in human germline genetic modification and is highly controversial. So let's go look at what is human germline genetic modification. That shit crazy. What the fuck is that? It's called human germline engineering. Basically, what it says is human germline engineering is the process by which the genome of the individual is edited in such a way that the change is heritable, meaning it can be passed on from generation to generation. So I can make changes in your DNA and it can be passed on from generation to generation. So I can use this for good or I can use this for evil. Do you think these motherfuckers is using this for good? I highly doubt it. So, this thing is not inherently good or evil. It's the way people use it. And, people use this shit for evil. And it's not us. It's not this skin color. We know who it is. Yeah, we know who it is. But, I also think that it's some type of alien species that's behind this shit. Reptilians type shit. I don't know, bro. Cause this shit is evil. This shit is wicked, bro. But anyway, it says that this achievement through genetic alteration within germ cells or the reproductive cells, such as the egg and sperm. Oh, excuse me, my bad. Hello. It said this is achieved through genetic alterations within the germ cells or the reproductive cells, such as eggs and sperm. So this shit is achieved by going after the reproductive cells or the eggs or sperm cells. This shit is fucking crazy, bro. So it's like at the moment of conception, when you an embryo, they can modify you, which a Asian dude, I think in Japan somewhere, have already done this before. I think some kids was before they was born, he took the embryo of this lady and genetically modified him. I think she had like AIDS or some shit, and he successfully put it back inside of her, and this kid was born without the AIDS virus. If I ain't mistaken, I think it was AIDS. Crazy. Shit has already been done. Damn bug. But it also says that human germline engineering is a type of genetic... Get out of here. It's a type of genetic modification that directly manipulates the genome using molecular engineering techniques. And it said, aside from germline engineering, genetic modification can be applied in other ways. Somatic genetic modification, somatic genes modification consists altering some somatic cells, which are cells in the body that are not involved in reproduction. So somatic cells is not involved in reproduction. While somatic genes therapy does change the genome of the targeted cell, these cells are not within the germline, so the alteration are not heritable. So I guess when they attack your when they attack your somatic cell, it's not the part of the cells that can get passed on from generation to generation. That's basically what they're saying, and cannot be passed on to the next generation. So these motherfuckers got this shit down to a science. So we gotta be careful out here, bro, because this shit is wicked. Cause This is the power of gene editing, CRISPR-9. And this is what they're gonna be doing in the lab, most likely. And they doing this with viruses and bacteria. They can make them super viruses, or they can make the transmission much they can pass it on from person to person at a higher rate. Bro, they can do a lot of shit with this shit, bro. So these motherfuckers here are playing God, bro. And not to mention, right? Because what's crazy is y'all might want to go watch the movie Titan, right? It's on Netflix. The Titan shows you how they can genetically engineer us into a whole new species. And that's what's going on. They trying to genetically engineer us into a whole new species, which is happening now. And a lot of people are falling to the agenda because they don't know what the hell is going on. So instead of God there's two things that's happening. God, the universe, is extending us, meaning he's trying to elevate us into higher dimension, into the fifth dimension. But we got people, demonic people, that's trying to devolve us. Source is trying to evolve us. We got people trying to devolve us through using technology, and they trying to make it seem like it's going to evolve you. Man, if you ask me, bro, technology can only evolve you so much, bro. And it's not going to be source way. It's going to be through their way. So you might not want to fall into that trap because, like I say, the age of artificial is here. Transhumanism is here. These people trying to merge humans with technology, which is going on. This technology is already here. So they got something called smart dust. If you don't know anything about smart dust, right? Smart dust is let's get to it real quick, because this stuff is in the air. They already, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. They already been preparing us for this shit already. A lot of us already have the technology within us already that's altering us already. The Bible tried to warn us, but since we don't have eyes to see, we missed the message because we got religion interpretation, which is being manipulated by the powers that be. But they have something called smart dust that they spraying in the air. And this is nano particles, nanotechnology that's you can't even see it with the human eye. That's floating around. You breathe this shit in, so this technology is inside of you. So smart dust is a system of many tiny micro electromechanical systems known as MEMS, such as sensors, robotic, or other devices that can detect, for example, light, temperature, vibration, magnetisms, or chemicals. They are usually operated on a computer network. Usually. This can be used in humans also. They spraying this shit in the air, we breathing this shit in. But it's they are usually operated on a computer network wirelessly and are distributed over some areas to perform tasks. Usually sensing through radio frequency identification, 5G, Gwen towers, smart grid. Y'all might want to look that shit up, which is why they're trying to put us in the smart grid. And it says, without an antenna of much great size, the range of tiny smart dust communication devices is measured in a few millimeters, and they may be vulnerable to electromagnet disablement and destruction by microwave exposure. So they have something called smart dust that's in the air that basically nanotechnology that you breathe in. And this nanotechnology can pick up it can read it can read the light inside of your body, the temperature inside of your body, the vibration and magnetism and chemical. So if it can do this, it also can alter the light inside of your body, the temperature inside of the body, the body's vibration, magnetism, and chemical. They can do that through what? Using a radio frequency, radio waves, 5G. So this is going to alter your vibration. Why is that? It's because they understand that God is a frequency. God is a frequency. So they want to. The whole purpose of them, what I just talked about, is for them to interrupt the God frequency through attacking you on a biological level, through attacking you on a molecular level, through attacking you on a cellular level, on a DNA level / genetic level. So this is why it's important to notice stuff so that we can protect ourselves from this shit. Because there are evil geniuses who don't want to see us ascend into the 5th dimension because some of them can't go. So if they can't go, they want to stop as many people from going as they can and keep you in the 3rd dimension under mind control. So this is why I have a problem with religion, because religion is convincing you that, oh, you good. God got you. Just believe in God. Man, look here, bro. You better believe in your fucking self and on your mind and your intellect, because that's what God gave you so that you can make decisions. You got free will. God gave you free will. So you can choose to engage in certain processes. You can choose not to notice. And you're going to pay for it. Because reason being is, this is why fasting and detoxing is important, bro. Because we know what they doing. So we got to do our part. Well, if they got smart dust in the air, well, shit, I'm going to make sure that I'm eating the right foods. I'm going to make sure I detox. I'm going to make sure I fast. I'm going to make sure I take things that get this shit out of my fucking body so I can have a fucking fighting chance. And also, I need to maintain my mind and energy so I can raise the vibration of my energy. Because what they're doing is controlling your vibration and controlling your energy through using these technologies to lower you so you can stay in the lower dimensions. Because most people are operating those lower dimensions. You can tell by they fucking thinking. Most people can't even fucking think. So this is why I waste my time with talking to people sometimes, like with this type of information, bro. People don't even talk about shit. They talk about dumb shit. They talk about the basketball game. Bro, that basketball game is important. Your fucking kid's life is on the line. Their future is on the line. Your future is on the fucking line. Your generation is on the line. And you want to talk about basketball? I don't give a fuck about basketball, man. They ain't paying my bills. They ain't helping me out. I don't give a damn. So, you know, people talk about dumb shit when there's real shit going on out here. Shit that you should know about. Because this is going to determine whether you get into those higher dimensions or not. This is going to determine if your ass gets stuck down here or not. So you can choose to be stuck down here. You can choose not to know. And you can choose to keep believing what you believe in. All I can say is good luck to you. Because I just literally just broke down the science to y'all and shared information with y'all that enlightens you. So you use your discernment to determine whether I'm telling the truth or not. So their whole goal and job is to disconnect you from that God frequency through using technology. And they already doing that. They doing it through using the lab meat, the wet, you know what I mean? They're using it through genetically modified foods, through artificial food that's chemically changing you. As you can see, there's an agenda going on. There's plenty of agendas that are going on. I don't want to get into those because people's feelings get hurt. But there's an agenda going on to keep you from connected with source. Their whole job is to control you on a biological level because they understand that God dwells within your temple, and they understand that the cells is in constant communication with source. So they want to control the frequency or the information that your cells are receiving from the source by implementing their own, which is going to put you on the light code lockdown. They basically locking you down to keep you from reaching those higher dimensions, spiritually and mentally. So with that being said, man, I hope this video was very educational. I hope that you learned something today. All I can say is, man, may source be with you. May the force be with you. The real force, the real source, the real God, the big G. Not the one religion God. That's a false God. So with that being said, peace.